This is J. Krishnamurti's fifth discussion with teachers and students at Brockwood Park, 1974.
What should we talk about? My usual question.
Last Sunday we talked about fear of the known, about speaking in public, and right at the end of the discussion we thought we would possibly go with fear of the unknown.
Fear of the?
Unknown.
Do you know the fear of the known? Before we begin to inquire into the fear of the unknown, you know, this is a dialogue between you and me. So you all have to speak. Don't be shy. Do you know what's happening in the world? That's the known. How this modern world is structured, how it functions, and what it considers is order. You understand what I'm saying? So you have to know the known. Be aware of the known. With all the calamities, the violence, the chicanery of the politicians, the power-mad people, of which we are a part, and we have built a structure which we call society. The economic, social, so-called religious, business world, the scientific world. Not the details of all that, because that would be impossible, but to know what is happening within that structure. The governments, not the details of government, the religious structure, the social division between people, the injustice, poverty, war, the appalling violence within that structure, and how it functions, and what order is considered within that structure. You have to be aware of all that. By observing, much more than by reading books. Of course, one has to read books and all the rest of that, but by observing, so that you know for yourself, so that your eyes and ears, your senses don't deceive you. Are you aware of all this? You know what I mean by being aware? Do you? You are aware, aren't you? You're sitting there and the speaker's sitting here. You're aware of the staircase, the plants, the people around you, aren't you? Are you? Yes. And are you aware of the nature, the birds, the trees, the shadows and all that, obviously? Because you see them, you are aware of them, you touch, you smell, you taste, you see directly the colors of the shirts and whatever the girls wear. So there is a direct awareness through the senses. Aren't you aware of all that? And are you equally aware, with the same directness, with the same clarity and intensity, of the social, economic, religious, so-called political, civilized world? Directly, not through books. Are you? Oh, come on.
So how can we be aware of all that except through reading? You don't come in direct contact.
Through reading. Through reading a newspaper, something happening to Miss Hurst in California. Is that how you are aware of things? Somebody describing what they are doing in Uganda. What's happening in India? Is that how you are aware of what is happening in the world? Or is there a more direct contact with this world, with this structure, which exists around you?
You can see the same thing happening around you too.
So you are aware of it's happening all around you. You go to a pub, when you go down the street, the poverty, the squalor, the dirt, the overpopulation, the appalling poverty, suffering. Are you aware of all this? Or is it just a theory? Are you aware of what is happening between Israel and the Arabs? Not by reading, the feeling of all this. The feeling of oppression, division, national breaking up of the earth. Now, if you are aware, what is your place in it?
Excuse me. Before do you mean aware by, if you're aware, but you take it for granted for some, would you consider that as aware?
No, Tunki, I don't mean that way. I mean, we have described, haven't we?
Yes.
Now, what is your place in it?
Before we go on, can I just ask, the picture that you're drawing seems to...
Exaggerated?
Not exaggerated. I think we're aware of everything that you...
We are not aware.
Well, in some ways we are aware of what you're talking about.
Therefore, I'm asking, after being aware, little bit or intensely or clearly, one demands, doesn't one, what is my place in all this?
But there's also other things that we are aware of which don't seem quite so negative as poverty and despair.
No, we're also aware of the scientific world, mathematical world, the world of helping people, Peace Corps, dozens of things are happening. Now, admit all that, the good, the corrupt, the violence, the bestiality and everything. Admit all that, see all that. And what is your place in it? I think that's the right question, isn't it? Huh? Because after all, you are being educated here. Lovely place, quiet, an oasis in a world of madness. And don't you ask what's your place in all this?
Sir, when you say what is your place in all this, do you mean place by action or?
Yes, by action. How are you going to meet this? Just swallowed up by it? So if you are aware of all this, the good, the negative, the positive, the ugly, the beautiful, the things that are doing to help people, and destroying the earth, all that, take all that into account. Not just one part you like or dislike. And what's your response to all that as you grow up? Probably you can't answer it. Because it's too young or too indifferent or too old or too conditioned. See, well, what can I do? If you say that, what can I do with this enormity, are you putting the right question? You understand you understand what I'm saying? You meet this enormity, and you say, what can I do? I can't change this world. I'm one single human being.
It seems that the change has to happen inside of me.
People?
It seems that the change has to happen inside of me.
Inside as well as outside. The outside is the inside. And we like to divide it as the outside and the inside. Now, do go into it slowly. We'll answer this question. When you say, what can I do? What is my life going to be? What am I being educated for? What is my response to all this, to this vast challenge? And you say, I can't do anything. I can perhaps be nice to my friends or to my immediate world. I can have a better relationship with another. But that doesn't solve this problem, does it? Right? I'm nice to you. I won't hurt you. I'm polite. I'll be responsible. I won't dominate you. I won't influence you. I have love for you. And that's all I can do. Is that all? Come on, sirs, you must discuss with me. I'm putting all the questions and all the answers.
I don't want to go backward in this, but may I ask one question? It seems to me that the quality of awareness one brings to these things is influenced by how close you are to them. For many of us, we know about these things, but they remain something that we...
I said that, madam. I said that. I said, are you in contact as closely aware, as closely as you are aware of yourself and your reactions and your unhappiness, your loneliness, as the world.
Could you illuminate a bit how one can be that vividly aware?
I don't want to do that yet. I'm purposely avoiding it. I want to bring something out of this. I don't know what's coming, but which is, you know what Mrs. Zimbel is asking is very simple. She says, are we as close, immediate contact with this vast structure, immoral, good, all the rest of it, as we are in contact with each other? If I say something to you rude, you react. If I say something nice to you, you react. That is an awareness, a response, immediate, a direct response. And I'm asking you, are you so aware of the other, the world? Obviously not. Because if you're aware, you go mad. It's horrifying, the whole thing. Though there are pleasant sides to it. The human mind is deplorable. What it can do, what it does. So, what is our place in it? Your place in it? And if you say, I have no place, I'm too young, I don't know how can I, at this age, not knowing, frightened, nervous, seeing the parents, the whole structure around me, I'm appalled, I'm sensitive, you follow? And you withdraw. Right? Yeah? Or you go and do something else. Now I like to discuss this with you, which is, what can a single human being do in front of all this? What can you do in front of all this? Follow the herd?
Not follow the herd, but you have to be aware that you're actually part of that.
Yes, I've said that. We are part of that. What will you do? Stand up against it? Criticize it? Revolt against it? Run away from it? Or just follow what my parents tell me? You follow? You've got to face all this. And perhaps a little too difficult. I'll plunge into it. What can I do?
But when you said, when Kathy said, there's supposed to be a change in oneself, and you said that the outside is the inside, they're equal. Now, for this change that Kathy mentioned to happen, this change must be very quick, very instantly. It can't take time. But now, how are you going to relate these two, the outside and the inside?
I'll show you. Quite right. You've understood what he's talking. So I don't have to repeat it. So you know it. Do you know what consciousness is? Huh? Is this a difficult question? I am conscious of you all. Your pink shirt, your long hair, dark shirt. I am conscious. I am not asleep. I know so many people are sitting in front of me in that staircase. So on. I am aware of the light, the picture, the trees, the beauty of the color of the trees and so on. I'm conscious of all that. Right? And I'm also conscious of my body. The body, the senses. I'm also conscious of what I think and what I feel. Or conscious of my reactions, my pursuits, my desires, my fears. Right? Are you following this? Ted?
Yes.
Right. I'm also conscious of my motives. Pleasant, unpleasant, dirty, ugly, short, shoddy, cunning. Petty, worrying, concerned about myself, my looks, my hair, you follow? All that's my consciousness. Plus, what I've learned from books, what people have told me. Conscious of my race, class, how I've been brought up. So, all that is my consciousness, isn't it? Right? So my consciousness is its content. Right? You understand? The speaker was born in India. Certain family, so-called Brahmin, with all their traditions, with all their superstitions, with all their pride, vanity, old ancient race, all that. All that is the part of the content of one's consciousness. And then Europe, all that is part of that consciousness. So the part makes the whole. You understand? The content makes the consciousness. Have you understood? Yes? Little bit. Now, the problem is the content is the world. You understand? You have answered your question. My content of my consciousness is the content of everyone's consciousness. Right? Modified, slightly different. Perhaps little enlarged, little narrow, little expanded. But it is, the content is more or less the same. Right? Fear, pursuit of pleasure, wanting position, power, wanting amusement, fear of loneliness, seeking something more than mere existence. You follow? All that is the content of all human consciousness. Their beliefs, their dogmas, their rituals, their gods, their dogmatic, all that. Their neurotic habits, their good habits. So, the content makes up consciousness, right? And can that content change immediately? You follow? So that in the change of consciousness, that affects the whole, not one or two, affects the whole of consciousness. I wonder if you understand this. See, my consciousness with its content is your consciousness. It's modified, it is a little bit different. But the basic reality of it is fear, pleasure, pursuit of pleasure, anxiety, guilt. That is the basis. On that you build gods and rituals and all the rest of nationalities and all the nonsense that goes on. Are you following this? Don't accept what I'm saying. Discuss it.
But my consciousness of your presence or the presence of people, how can it change?
So look, Tunke, you have not followed.
It's part of what you
My consciousness is your consciousness. You are ambitious, greedy, fearful, anxious, uncertain, conditioned by your race, by your family, by the climate you live in, by the food you eat, by the clothes you put on, the people you meet. You go back. You are that, aren't you? What you have learned, the books you have read.
If one is in that, one is not.
Well, no, just see the fact. Don't see if first. Aren't you that?
I might be, but I'm not.
What do you mean you might be? Are you or you're not? You might have a Mongolian face. I might have a different face, a tall, short, dark. But that is not what we are talking about. Consciousness.
But is one conscious of it? I mean, usually if one is conditioned with through race or whatever it is, then one is not conscious about it.
Aren't you conscious of your conditioning? When you say I come from Indonesia, or from Europe, or from Italy, or from America, don't you carry all the conditioning of that country, of that race, of that people, of their superstitions, of their behavior? If you are, then your consciousness is like mine. Only with a different contour, different line, different shape, but it is essentially the same. No? Come on, sirs, what's the matter? Discuss with me. You don't go to sleep.
Were you saying that when you change one consciousness, it changes
Huh?
the other? Were you saying that when you change one consciousness?
I'm going to first see the fact of that, the reality of that. I don't accept what I'm saying, for God's sake.
Are you saying, sir, that one person or many people's consciousness affects a particular person's consciousness, or that we are all conditioned in more or less similar ways?
What I want to get at is, if when the content of my consciousness changes radically, I affect the whole of consciousness of man. Wait. Just think it out. Reason it. Follow it logically, not emotionally. One man, Lenin, with his content of consciousness, Marxism, affected the whole of Russia. Whether you accept it or not, that's irrelevant. What he did, and the brutality and all that, that's irrelevant for the time being. So when we say what can I do in front of this monster, which is beautiful, or ugly? I think you are putting the wrong question. It's not what you can do. It is whether you can free the content of your consciousness, which demands, as he pointed out, immediate action, not a postponing action, right? That is, can I, as a human being conditioned with all the content of born in India, educated in this place, America, China, all that, can all that be emptied? So that out of that comes something that is more than mere words and actions, and something totally different.
So excuse me, I don't quite see why you say that it's a wrong question to say, what can I do?
Then you make such a question. When you put such a question, you have blocked yourself.
But isn't...
Because, look, sir, when you see this, and you say, what can I do? You are hopeless.
Oh, when you're saying with a feeling of resignation?
No, it's hopeless when you see all this. What can you do with what's happening in America?
I can't do a thing.
What can you do what's happening in this country?
Nothing.
The war, the preparation for war, all that's going on. What can you do?
But looking at the whole problem, can't I see if there's a possibility of changing myself?
That's what I want to get at. So don't put the question, what can I do? You understand? I feel such a question brings a sense of despair, brings the question that I can't do anything anymore.
But then at the same time, it could also bring a very hopeful, because if you can do something, that's
What can
gonna
you
have
do?
tremendous impact.
What can you do?
You can change the content of your
Wait, no. I put it, now you accept that. Before you ask me, what can I do? Now you say, yes, I see a possibility, a loophole where I can do something.
It's become part of the content already.
I'm pleased. I'm saying, don't put a question, what can I do?
Excuse me. When you got that, you quote the example of Lenin or something. So, in other words, a person, most days happen that the person with a strong personality and
no, it's not strong personality, strong ideas. We are talking at a totally different thing. Lenin wished to bring about a revolution, physical revolution, according to Marx and all the rest of it, Engels and so on. And he had an opportunity, and he used it. He went to Russia, and all the business, and created a revolution, and all that followed. That is still within the structure. Where people are ambitious, they cut each other's throats. Competition is enormous in America, in Russia. Power mad, all that is there.
Krishnamurti, you say that by freeing ourselves, we can...
Listen, no, please, I did not say freeing us. I said the content of my consciousness, is the consciousness of the world. Basically. Because when one is greedy, the world is greedy. When one is seeking pleasure, the world is the pursuing pleasure, because I've created this thing. And the content of my consciousness makes up, is the consciousness of the world. And my question then is, can this consciousness be radically transformed? Not in a given time, because then we can play around endlessly. But can that content be emptied totally?
But isn't one concerned with this case with oneself?
I don't get. You see, when you say that, becomes terribly personal, selfish, self-centered. You understand, Jay? Say, look, sir, I want to change myself.
At the same time, I can do nothing about somebody else.
We're not talking about somebody else. We are talking about consciousness.
Yeah.
But now when this transformation, let's say, has taken place in...
Not, let us say. Don't play that game.
No, well, this has happened.
No.
But
has it happened to you?
No, but...
No. I won't enter into that game. It's like man saying, when I am healthy, I will do that. When he is sick in a hospital.
Can one see the whole consciousness at once? Or
It's okay. It's okay. Look at it.
Little by little, sort of, this, come out and you see that is the conditioning.
Look, okay. You're born in Indonesia of Chinese parents. I was born in India of Hindu parents, belonging to certain castes with certain superstitions, with their pride of ancient heredity and so on. And you are of the same, aren't you? You have certain pride, certain superstitions, certain gods, beliefs, rituals. Right? What's the difference between you and me? You're lighter in color, taller, shorter, broader. Is that the difference?
No,
only.
There's no difference.
So there is the content of your mind is my content, isn't it?
Yes.
Fearful, anxious, uncertain, death. You follow? Money, position. No?
Yes, so far, yes.
That's all I'm saying. Not so far.
No, but then you said, can be changed. And
So if my conscious can undergo a transformation, it will affect your consciousness. Bound to. It is affecting it now.
yes.
That's all. Tuki, that's all. My next question is, can the mind, this little more complex, can the mind, which is the origin of all consciousness, can the mind empty itself of all the things that man has put together, psychologically, not information. This is a much more difficult question.
What you say, can the mind empty itself?
Look,
What's
I was born in India. I'm sorry to repeat this last stuff. Conditioned by my parents, by the race, by the social structure, by their pride, by their feeling that they are the most supreme people, all that, Brahmins and all the rest of it. Now, can that be emptied, thrown out?
That applies.
Can it be thrown out? Can you throw out all that?
Yeah, I thought we just said that's what it was.
Wait, I'm asking you, find out. Sit quiet, look at it. This part of your education, probably much more important than getting few books into your head. That requires attention. You understand? You understand now? I won't leave, go on. May I go on? Do you follow this? Are you following this? Good.
I don't follow. Who's going to throw it out? I mean,
I'm going to.
How is that? If you can throw out that, if that's part of you.
I'm going to show you. Wait. Go slowly on board. Do you know what attention is? Are you attending to what I'm saying? Look, if we were all sitting outside in the garden, and I was talking to you like this, your attention would wander off, wouldn't it? You'd see a bird going by, and you'd look. Wouldn't you? You would see that cat or those lambs. So your attentions would fray, would dissipate, wouldn't it? Right? Now, when you go on the lawn and read your book, at most, some of you do are not taught there, your attention is complete, is it? Are you following all this? Huh? And you go up there, lie down with your shirt off, and you're studying, you're really not paying attention. The teacher isn't paying attention either. You're all just enjoying the sunlight and the warmth of it, and you call that study. Whereas, when you sit together like this, and you need attention, and I'm forcing that attention onto you for the moment. So what is attention? Because it's important. Please understand it. I'm not trying to convince you of anything. See what's implied in attention. Attention implies listening. Right? Right? You're listening. Listening to what somebody has to say. And as this affects your life, entire your life, the whole of your life, you've got to listen. Your health, your mind, your capacity, your energy, your clarity, all that requires, you must give your attention, your life, your blood, your eyes, ears, everything to find out. Not just sit down and say, well, please tell me all about it. You understand what attention means? Do you? That you cannot wander away. Your mind can't have, wander, scatter. And you do that if you sit outside and loll about. And say, well, I'm reading a book. I'm studying mathematics. You're not. Therefore, here we are in a room where there are no distractions for the time being. You've got to pay attention. So I say to myself, the content of my consciousness is its content. The consciousness is its content, right? Right? Now, can the mind give complete attention to the content? You understood my question? You understood, sir? To all the chicanery, to the neurotic activity, to my subtle, cunning, deceptive thoughts. Can't be attentive completely.
But implying what you just said before, that the surroundings also affect you.
Of course. Yeah. I've included that, old boy. Don't go back.
Now, does that mean that you should go to the meditation shed?
No, I'm asking you now. You wander off. I'm asking you now. Can you... Your name I've forgotten. Huh? Nelson, that's right. Can you, Nelson, listening to all this, give your attention completely to the content of your consciousness?
I don't know how far. Deep.
Don't. Can you do little? Begin. Can you attend so that you discover all these things that you read as you read a map? Huh? You can't you? What you think, why you think, what's your motive of thought, why you act that way, what is behind that action, why you feel, why you are frightened, why you are nervous, why you demand sex, don't sex, all that. Can you give your complete attention to it? So that your thought doesn't wander off from this central issue. Not concentration. You understand the difference? Yes. When you concentrate, you are concentrating on a certain point.
It
right?
implies division, doesn't it, sir?
Huh?
Concentration
implies division. That's what I was going to say. I concentrate on that, which means I do not concentrate on everything. There's a division between my concentration and non-concentration. You understand? Whereas attention means the whole, I attend completely to the whole thing. I'm aware of all sitting around me.
Yes, but isn't that limited in the sense that you're aware of what's in the room, you're not perhaps aware of...
No. I'm aware of, in that sense, of course, limit.
What do you mean by that? You're visually aware, surely not of everything in the room. You couldn't.
No, of course not.
So
wait a minute. You can train yourself to be aware. I've done a little bit of it. Aware of what's happening around you.
But it's still a
Part. But I'm talking of something. Please, concentration is different from attention. That's all I wanted to point out. Concentration is resistance division. I concentrate on this page and I shut out everything else. In that, wait a minute, in that there is an entity who desires to concentrate.
I say I must read this page.
Yes, I must go into it. So don't you know the difference between concentration and attention?
The will comes into it too, doesn't it?
Will comes into it.
Is it right that it is deliberate exclusion in one case, and in the other case there is no attempt to exclude?
That's right. That's right. In one concentration there is exclusion. In attention there is no exclusion. You're attending. I'm attending to the mind is attending to the whole content of itself.
Now, knowing that concentration is this different action, there is a wastage of energy in concentration.
That's right.
Now, what happens to the energy when there is attention?
No, attention is energy. In concentration, there is wastage of energy.
But is there a movement?
But wait, first see, Nelson, see carefully, see it. In concentration, there is exclusion, there is resistance, there is division. The entity who says, I must concentrate, which is will, all that's implied in concentration. In attention is the gathering of all energy to observe. Attention is energy, in which there is no dissipation. Are you following all this? Or am I just bursting myself?
This observation can be concentrated on a particular thing.
Oh yes, we said that to Kim.
As long as it is of the whole being in it.
Yes, that is a division. That is look, when you build an aeroplane, you're concentrating on that, aren't you? Putting the pieces together. Your whole attention isn't there.
Yes. I don't see. Well, if I don't have any other things I have to do, then my whole attention is in there. But the moment I think I have anything else to do, then the attention is divided.
Then we are not understanding each other, don't we? First, concentration means, doesn't it, exclusion.
Yes.
Huh? Right? Concentration implies the assertion, the exercise of will. I will do that.
Yes.
Right? Concentration means resistance.
Yes.
To no other thoughts, no other thing enters into that field. So you build a wall around it. Right? So all that is a wastage of energy.
Yes.
Whereas we are saying attention is total energy. There is no wastage. Because in attention, there is no will. There is not the entity who says, I will attend. There's just attention. Have you understood what I'm saying? Huh?
So there's no particular object of attention?
There is no object of concentration, there is an object.
May I quote the example of studying outside? I mean, when there is attention, you also pay attention to the whole of the surrounding.
Look, old boy, just hold yourself. I am saying, can you give this total attention to the observation of the content of your consciousness, not flies and you follow content of your consciousness. In that attention, there is no me who is attending. Therefore, what takes place? You understand? Look, sir. Will you follow me? I'll go slowly, will you? My mind, the mind, is conditioned. Conditioned by the climate, the food, the race, the culture, the superstition, the beliefs, the dogmas, the influence of the society, the culture in which I live. It has lived. That is its consciousness. The content makes up its consciousness. And I see around me people similar, modified, slightly extended, slightly less shadow, more shadow, little more subtle, less subtle, and so on. I see that. So I see very clearly the basic process of consciousness is common, whether the person lives in India, in Russia, or in China, or in America. And can that basic content radically transform itself? I say it can only when you give this complete attention in which there is no me at all. The me is the concentrated division. You understand all this? No. When I say to myself, I must be better than I am, I'm still concerned about myself, am I not? No? So I'm still concentrated on myself. My improvement, my happiness, I must be free of my neurotic habits, I must be free of my fear, this, that, and the other thing. Right? So, concentration is the essence of me. Because we say concentration means division, concentration means exercise of will, concentration means resistance, isolation, and that is me. You see that? So, can this mind be so totally attentive to its content? And therefore there is no me. And since there is no me, it is totally empty of its conditioning. Have you...
When you
come on.
When you say things like that, or when you're talking, I just feel like a tenseness in my eyes, and like a high blood pressure or something. And
I don't quite follow. Don't be shy. Put it different way. I'll try to capture what you're saying.
I can't really. I just sort of.
You have followed up to what point?
Well, I start to get interested. When you talk, you sort of. I get interested, and then I try to look.
Look, you have followed all this, have you? Verbally?
Verbally.
Yes? You see verbally, I've described you a picture, haven't I? Mm-hmm. And you have looked at the picture, haven't you? Picture, word picture.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what is your relationship to the picture?
You just say,
is the picture you? Or is the picture totally different from you? See, I'm afraid for most of us, the picture is different from me, from us. Picture is over there and I'm looking at it. We don't say that the picture is me.
Well, I look at you, but you're not me. I mean...
Of course not. You're not me, I'm not you. Just a minute. But the way you think, the way you feel, your thoughts, your motives, your anxieties, your fears, is like, if I have them, like me. You come from America, I come from another country. You are conditioned by the American culture or no culture. I'm conditioned by the another culture or no culture. You've got blonde hair, I've got white hair. You're taller, shorter, pinker, whiter, whatever it is. That is not you and me, that's part of it. We are talking at a much deeper level.
So it seems then, from what you were saying earlier, that when we're looking at ourselves, in fact, we're usually concentrating on ourselves.
Yes.
Then how can we really look at ourselves without concentrating?
I'm showing it to you. I'm showing to you that when you concentrate, you are emphasizing the separateness on yourself. Whereas if you attend completely to this, there is no me. So in attention there is no division. It's rather difficult because this is meditation.
The separative factor seems to be our memories, thought level. The other level is a feeling level. The feeling, ambition, greed and hatred is common to us all. But the separative factor seems to be in our personal memories, which are totally different.
Yes, I remember. But that is necessary, isn't it? Personal memories in the sense.
But they're very separative.
Now look, you have hurt me. You have flattered me. That's my personal memory. And I carry these hurts with me, or the flatteries with me. I say, wash them all out. Don't carry one of them. And you can do that only when you give your total attention. I can't keep on repeating this. So next time you study a book, watch how you study. Find out if you are giving attention or dissipating your energy in casually looking, and you follow? Because you have to do this, you have to find out. This is your life. Most people go through life half asleep, neurotic, frightened, and put up with their insults, with their hurts, with their Just carry on and grow old and die. And that's called living. Now, if education at Brockwood is something different, the difference lies in this. That you understand the structure, the function, and the order of this society, which is no order, and you have to face it and be educated or learn to face it. And it's our responsibility. The teacher, the educator, if he sees this, sees a responsibility. That you are different human beings, not just the ordinary middle class, lower middle class, upper middle class, aristocrat, whatever it is. That you are different in essence. That's our job. What time is it?
25 to 1.
Is that enough for this morning? It's okay? Basta.
I was wanting to ask.
Go ahead.
Well, still, it's not clear the distinction between concentration and say you are interested in a book. Just take for example.
I'm interested in mathematics.
And
Wait, listen, Tunke, I'll explain to you. I'm interested in mathematics. The teacher is teaching mathematics to me. I don't sit outside and loll about with a book. I've got to pay attention, concentration on that book. I've got to train my mind. The mind more, give it flexibility, sensitivity. And it is a mind that has been destroyed by human beings. Oh, come on, sir.
But would you consider that as a concentration, or?
I've got to learn mathematics. So I have to concentrate on what my teacher is teaching me, and I have to concentrate on the book. I can't at the same time study geography.
No.
At the same time think about what I'm thinking. I've got to study mathematics. I give my mind to concentrate on it. Knowing it's a division, I've got to put away every other thing to look and learn mathematics. I've got to have knowledge about mathematics. But we are not talking mathematics. We are talking of consciousness and its content, which has been put together by human beings.
So it is a different quality of...
That's right.
But would it be the same quality as in the morning when you're fresh, you look at a tree? Would it have the same quality?
Now, it all depends how you look when you wake up and look out of the window and see, look out of the window and see the green lawn and the beauty of the earth and the trees, the cows, the lambs and the shadows and the fluttering of leaves. You look at all the beauty of it. Do you look at it? Do you really look at it? Or you say, yes, awfully nice, isn't it? And go on. Do you give attention to that? If it doesn't matter even for 2 or 5 seconds, give your whole attention to it. Then you will see, in that attention, there is no division as you, the looker, and the thing looked upon.
I don't think we can even recall whether there is or there isn't division.
Huh?
I don't think we can even recall whether there is or there isn't division. I mean, it doesn't enter to your mind whether there is or there isn't division.
Of course not. But it enters your mind when I insult you. When I say something flattering. Come on, okay. You see, I have a problem, not a problem. Put it this way. I'm concerned what's going to happen to you when you leave this place. I'm really concerned. We've been talking about it. Mrs. Simmons and Mrs. Zimmerlis and I have been on our walks. We've been talking about it. What's going to happen to you? Oh, you might say, well, it's none of your business. But you are here. And it's our business. Are you going to be like the rest of the world? And then what's the point of this? What's the point of having Brockwood and spending all this energy, money? What for? If you're not going to be different. Like the rest of the sheep? And then how to bring about this difference in yourself by your own understanding, by your own clarity. So do we give the right environment, right food, right kind of teaching, whether it's mathematics or talking discussion like this, so that your mind is alive, awake, not dead, not dull with a lot of food and no exercise. You understand? And all the problems of youth growing up, all your glands working fully, sex and interest, all that. We're concerned with all that. You saw last night the pictures of Rishi Valley. Miss Prasad showed some of them to you. There too we are concerned with the same thing. They are much more difficult. There the population is something enormous, 600 million people. But we are concerned about that. That school in the north, in other schools. How to bring about a different human being, a different mind, different heart, different intelligence. Some of you will naturally drift away because you have not enough vitality, enough energy, enough clarity. You're caught in your own senses, in your own desires, in your own sexual appetites. You'll be caught and pushed off. And I can see this happening right here now. But there will be some, I hope, who will say, for God's sake, we've got to be different. Do something drastic. All right. Is that enough for this morning? Did I ever tell you a story of a preacher, a teacher? He used to give a sermon every morning to his disciples. Oh, they've been talking about many things. So one morning he gets up on the platform, and as he gets up, a bird comes and sits on the windowsill and begins to sing. And he sings so marvelously, and he stops and flies away. And the teacher says, this morning's sermon is over. You understand? Yes, that's all right.